Sammy C press. Today we're going to do something a bit different. I want to share with you something I've been working on for a while. This is a Melody Jane 1/12 scale miniature house. It's known as the James Row House and Shop. It's 30 by 30 by 16 inches. I was able to get it on sale, which is super exciting because, as we all know, hobbies can get crazy expensive if we're not careful. When I saw this gem, a storyline immediately popped in my head. I guess it's the writer in me, I don't know. But 3 mice friends are going to live on the shop side. Their dreams have come true because they've opened their own art studio and gallery. On the right side is where a retired ship captain, Stanley B. Frog, is going to live. I wanted to make it look like an old stone cottage, so I was able to find a really cool stone paint recipe on Our Upcycled Life here on YouTube. It was amazing, it was super fun, but crazy messy. And as you know, anytime you add anything to paint, it can change the color a bit, so I went over top with 2 coats of just the plain paint to bring the color back to what I was going for. This thing had trim for days, literally. Every piece of trim is separate. So I didn't sand in between, which is, I'm glad because it would have took forever, but I wanted to give it a look like I'm a really old building, I've been painted a lot kind of look, which worked perfectly for me. For the roof, I used a Lego Viking ship box. On the glossy side, I haphazardly smeared caulk all around, allowed it to dry, cut into its strips, and then nipped the sides to make it look like the shingles are separated, and attached it with double-sided carpet tape, which is an amazing tip from Queen City Minis. She has another tool I used that I could not have done this video with, or this project without, and I'll leave that in the description below. So, you guys want to take a peek inside? Let's open it up. So the first room we're going to check out is the 3 Mice Studio. And as you look around, you'll probably be able to recognize some of the artwork on the wall. Some of it may not be familiar. Try to do this as smoothly as possible here, so you can see the little sculptures and things they made. And you probably recognize that piece in the back, Mouse with the Pearl Earring by Vermin. This was really fun because I was able to make little notepads, paper pads. It's awesome. And then you can see the cash register, and you can see the outgoing post here, which is exciting. Reginald, the postman, should be here soon. So there's a little tour of the 3 Mouse Studio. Next time we'll go up to the office. And I'll try to zoom in here so that you can see. Here's the 3 mice friends when they were little, and it was fun being able to do some custom mice theme vinyl records. And you can see the portrait of the 3 mice on the back wall. It was fun to be able to do some bookbinding. I was able to make their ledger. And I'll zoom back out here so you can see the potbelly stove on the right. These are really cool pieces. This, that one, the safe, and then the cash register down below are actually all pencil sharpeners, which is really cool. You can see the walls. I'm not a fan of wallpaper. I mean, maybe later. This one I just did like a green coat with a little dry gold brush on top. I thought it gave it kind of a cool aesthetic. All right, so next time we'll move to the next floor. This is like a little workshop area, storage. I love the little details, like the little WD-40 bottle and duct tape and measuring tape, and just some of their stuff for storage. I love the floor. This was actually super fun to make. I love these tiles. I wanted to do the whole floor like that until I realized how expensive it would be. So I just took the package that I had and did something kind of funky with it, which I thought was fun. If you go through the barn door here, you'll end up in the 3 Mice's bedroom. Try to do this smoothly. Again, I apologize for my terrible cameramanship here. The tripod just wouldn't work as I tried to move it around. So you can see a little family portrait there. And I go this way so you can see the other side. There you go. So there's a peek at their bedroom and their little workspace. Next time we will move over to Stanley B. Frog's side. Okay, now we're gonna travel into Stanley's living room. I think this fireplace is super awesome because it actually lights up, which is cool. The magnetic chess set you can actually play. So my miniature project all started with these books. I decided to make my favorite books into mini, and of course you have to have a bookshelf to have many books. And then what's a bookshelf without a house? So that's kind of the progression of this hobby. You can see the little newspaper there, and he's in the middle of a game of Monopoly with his nephew. So there is the living room. Into the kitchen. But before we move into the kitchen, I just want to explain about that fireplace back in the corner. Little Gretchen's workshop has an amazing tutorial about making a fireplace, but she suggests using stucco, which I didn't have. I had plaster of Paris, which would not have been a big deal if I would not have been impatient and did a small portion at a time. I decided to do the entire thing, and that was frustrating since I had to go in with a razor blade and kind of etch out the stones afterwards. So if you are going to do it, follow her instructions, or at least just do a smaller portion at a time. Save yourself the agony. All right, so I found this really cool rug and that cutting board and the mixing bowls back in the pantry. You'll see soon on my mini front porch on Etsy. Her prices are awesome. She has some really cool stuff. This pantry as well is on Etsy. I'll leave her information in the link below in case you're interested in something like that. I'm not affiliated with any of these people. It's just some of the things that I really enjoyed. I thought I'd share. And then here's the little cupboard with all the goodies. So that is Stanley B. Frog's kitchen. I just wanted to show this little book here. This is a frog family recipe. I was able to bind this, which is super fun. I forgot to show that in the kitchen video last time. So now we are moving up to the bedroom. And before I forget this time, there's also something similar here with Captain's log. It's like a photo album, which was really fun to bind as well. All right, so what's a ship captain without a box of treasure? So let's peek inside and see. Woohoo! Here's all his loot from his many years of serving as a captain. And you can see his ship above his bed there. And just some other fun little trinkets. There's a picture of the proud captain on the wall. And of course, you have to have maps, which was an inspiration from my life in Minnie. Her lighthouse, she had maps rolled up, and I was like, oh, that would be perfect. And I just love these little lamps. They are adorable. They don't light up, but they are super cool. I don't know if you remember from the mice's bedroom, but they have one as well. So there is the captain's bedroom. So here is just the view of the entire house with the doors open and the roof open. We'll go ahead and close it up. All right, so we have it all closed up again. I wanted to share a couple tools that really made this project really fun for me. Again, I'm not affiliated with any of these people or any of these products. They're just things that really made the project more fun. So the first tool is the one suggested by Queen City Minis in her flooring video, which I'll leave in the link in the description below. I ordered the one that she suggested because I know not all tools are created equal. This was indispensable. It is able to cut popsicle sticks with such ease. I used to try to cut it with wire cutters, which, you know, is a nuisance, especially when you have so many to do with the flooring throughout the house. The other thing she mentioned was a double-sided carpet tape, which I do not have any of this show because I went through the entire roll on this project. So the shears are to cut my popsicle sticks for the shiplap on the walls, as well as this. This is the pieces of board that I use for the trim, as well as the popsicle stir, or the coffee stirrer, which I use for the flooring in Stanley's living room. Now, this other piece here is what I use for the floor in the bedroom, and this required a bit of a different type of tool because it's too thick for the shears to cut through, but I was able to use this, which made it super easy as well. Now, for the art that I hung around the house, I used this tape here. This stuff is really, really, really sticky. As you can see, it's super, super gummy. And it's nice because you can kind of stretch it to get it super thin so the art pieces or whatever you hang on the wall won't stick out. This is a Nano Double Sided heavy-duty multi-purpose removable mounting adhesive. Gorilla Glue has one similar, but honestly, no offense to Gorilla Glue, I like their products, but this tape is just a lot stickier. I just kind of had it on hand since Sammy C #3. Got it some years back to make a pair of gloves, to be like Spider-Man, to be able to climb the walls. Unfortunately, the gloves were never made, although I was grateful not to go outside to see him halfway up the side of the house. The other thing that I really liked, I went through 2 bottles of this, is this Crafter's Pick Ultimate Glue. I like this because there's no smell, you know, you're not getting dizzy, and there's no yuckiness, and it dries quick enough to set, but not so quick that you can't kind of maneuver along the way, which is really awesome when you're trying to place things. So these are just some of the tools I found helpful for the project, and also for the paint. I used the Bear Paint, the color sample size bottles, which worked really well. The only thing is, for the outside, you really need 2 of the sample bottles or get a quart, because it does require quite a bit of paint if you're going to do some texturing like I did. I hope you enjoyed the video and this awesome project. Till next time.